Yeah, I thought I sent the.
Good morning and welcome to the Wisconsin Library Association Annual Conference. I'm Scott Breeze, and I'm the WLA President. It's great to see you. And I want to talk, I have a few housekeeping duties here this morning. My main job here for the entire conference is to be accommodating and chatty, so this is not a stretch for me. So I'm really enjoying the process, and this is a lot of fun for all of us. The theme of this year's conference, Celebrating Every Story, gives us an opportunity to celebrate the uniqueness and diversity of the communities that we serve. It also allows us to share our own stories of great successes, spectacular failures, and everything in between. Our task today is to invite you to an ongoing conversation about how to enhance the positive work you are already doing in your communities and in your libraries, and hopefully to empower you to take ideas back to your libraries so that all of your communities are better served. I am, as always, in awe of the work that you do on behalf of your communities and the people that you serve and those that have paid your salary. There are times when we should stop to reflect on all the things that we do to contribute to our communities. We are out there providing equitable access to information, providing support for displaced workers, offering community events and forums, supporting faculty research and student learning, providing educational support for children, teens, and their families. The library is a good deal. We ask hard questions of ourselves as a community about equity and inclusion, and we seek to generate community conversations about these issues. And some, on behalf of the association, I thank you for your commitment and your passion to doing this work and to doing it well. The Wisconsin Library Association would like to acknowledge that our conference is taking place on the ancestral homelands of the Ho-Chunk, people of the big voice. We acknowledge past treaties and the complexities surrounding those, the painful history of genocide and forced removal from territories. Through their tenacity, resilience, and love of their homelands, the Ho-Chunk people have remained here on their trust lands in the dells and in the variable areas. We also acknowledge the current work of Indian nations in Wisconsin to preserve, protect, and celebrate their cultures. As information professionals, we provide services to all people in their respective communities. So please take some time to learn more, especially about the tribes that are closest to where you live, and to make connections with them. We have created a resource page to help with that, which you can find on the WLA conference website and also on the conference app. Please also consider making contributions to the Ho-Chunk Nation's Language Editions project, which is translating favorite children's books into the Ho-Chunk language. You may drop off books at the conference registration desk. I'd also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that we are in the middle of Yom Kippur, which is the holiest day on the Jewish calendar. And a few years ago when we were planning the conference, that piece was neglected. Yom Kippur is the Day of Atonement, so it seems appropriate for us to acknowledge some of our shortcomings. And those are things we will continue to address as we go forward with some of our planning for conferences. I have one last task to perform this morning, and it's one that gives me a great deal of satisfaction. Each year we honor significant and transformative volunteer work by our members. WLA is a member-driven organization. The association isn't some outside entity that we buy services from. We are the association, and its continued successes and its shortcomings belong to us. We own them. While many hands go into the work of the association and many hands went into the work of this conference, each year we recognize volunteers who have gone above and beyond in that service on behalf of this group. To recognize that work, we award the President's Volunteer Award. It It is my great pleasure to give that award to two individuals who truly embody the spirit of service to the WLA community. First is Beth Kuchera. Beth has had various roles on the Wall Conference Committee since 2015, including co-chair of the Planning Committee, marketing and publicity and content for the program booklet. She's been the conference registration co-chair or chair for the WLA conference since 2016. She's also a graduate of the Library Association's Leadership Development Institute program. Plumer commented to me earlier when we were talking about who should receive these awards. Who is Beth that she keeps showing up for all these conference events? And who takes on both a spring and fall conference at the same time? So kudos to Beth. The second recipient of the award this year is Jen Gerber. Jen has been WAPL Board President, WLA Board Treasurer, WLA Foundation Board Treasurer, Membership Committee Chair, WLA Foundation Fundraising Chair, Leadership Development Institute Program Chair, and past graduate, current PLA Liaison, and 2020 WLA Conference Committee Chair. Just reading Jen's efforts and accomplishments makes me personally tired. So let's all celebrate both Beth and Jen with this award. But it is my pleasure to introduce WLA Conference Chair.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to welcome you to this conference and to introduce and acknowledge the hard-working team that is making it happen as we speak. Several members of this year's conference committee were thinking about this year's conference before last year's even took place. And we have a lot of exciting new things happening this year as a result of their hard work. I'm going to introduce the conference committee and committee members who are in the room and not running around doing things for the conference. I hope that you will stand up when you hear your name. We'll hold applause until the end, otherwise we'll never get to hear our frequent speaker. Okay, so the program committee, Roxanne Bartelt, Mark Yoakum, and Pamela O'Donnell. Please stand up and say your name. Publicity, Ann Hamlin and Katie Schaller. Local arrangements, Sue-Ann Kuchar. Technology, Craig Ellison, with assistance from Craig Baker. Registration, Beth Kuchera. Exhibits, Michelle Dennis, Kathy Setter, Greg Baum, and Matthew Kopjar. Booklet, Desiree Bungers. Book signing, Catherine Clark. We had a student member this year, Bethany Bogren. Our co-chair, Jen Gerber. Working on partnerships and also the WLA Executive Director, Plumer Lovelace. And the Wisconsin Library Association Conference Liaison, Bridget Vaca. And I'd also like to recognize the other members of the WLA staff, Tom Clement and Hannah Bunting. Okay, now you can laugh. If you see these folks around, don't feel shy about going after them and thanking them, because this really has been a lot of work and effort. Also this year I have had some extra help in thinking about the specific challenges related to cultural appropriation with this venue, with the pre-conference, and with the land acknowledgement. I'd like to specifically thank Janice Rice, Sean Bromer, Christina, oh my gosh. Sorry about this. Christina Gomez, Kalani Adolfo, and the Tribal Libraries and Museums Student Group for their guidance. And now, I'd like to introduce the WLA Executive Director, Boomer Lovelace.
Good morning, WLA. Yes, the big voice is in the house now. So how's everybody doing? Are you ready for a great conference? I like that. Wonderful. So this event always corresponds to my anniversary. So this October 1st was 6 years with WLA. I wanted to take this time to make sure that I said thanks to each and every one of you for the opportunity to serve in this position. It's a role that I take very, very seriously. And what I stress to people is that WLA is a cooperative movement. So I manage the grocery store, but you own the grocery store. Okay? So if at any point you want to change where we have the fruit aisle, call me up and let me know, because it's your store, okay? But thank you for the support throughout the year. There's no way that we could have a successful year like this without your support. So I get to also say thanks to our sponsors. Because of our generous sponsors, this program remains affordable. So do me a favor, help me keep our sponsors smiling and happy, going to the exhibit hall as often as possible, and please thank them for their support. Now, as is our tradition, we always like to take some time to acknowledge some folks in the audience. So, for those of you who are attending your first WLA conference, please raise your hand. For those of you who are our seasoned attendees, make sure that you give those folks a warm welcome. Remember when this was your first conference, so make sure that they're welcome, and be sure to invite them when you're going to lunch or you're going to have a social event, or if they're looking a little bit lost or confused. But thanks to those of you who are attending your first conference. We hope that you find this conference rewarding. Another group that I always like to acknowledge is students. Do we have any students that are attending the conference? Very good. Excellent. I am already impressed because you recognize that there is a whole nother part to your career, and that's trying to be a part of your state association. Professional development and the creation of networking opportunities are the cornerstones of any great association. WLA is no different. Our support for those two goals have been a primary part of our association activities in the past. And this year, we also have another focus for the program. While some folks in the country are struggling to come to grips with whether certain social issues and inequities exist, you all have instead selected to gather here to have constructive, meaningful dialogue around very difficult topics. As my grandmother would remind me often, you can't know the answer if you don't ask the question. So thanks to all of you for being courageous enough to ask the difficult questions. And thanks to others who came to share their knowledge and insight to help us answer those difficult questions. Thank you, and have a good conference.
Okay, now is the part you've all been waiting for. We're almost done with the formalities, and you get to hear our remarkable keynote speaker. Ijeoma Oluo is a Seattle-based writer, speaker, and internet yeller. She is the author of the New York Times bestseller, So You Want to Talk About Race, which just came out in paperback, and is now on the bestseller list again. Oluo was named one of the Roots 100 Most Influential African Americans in 2017, and was the winner of the 2018 Feminist Humanist Award by the American Humanist Society. Her work focuses primarily on issues of race and identity, feminism, social and mental health, social justice, and the arts. Many of you were in attendance at yesterday's pre-conference. If you missed it, be sure to check out the visual notes that are hanging in the hallway to get some idea of what was discussed. We are thrilled that she is able to join us here in Wisconsin. Please help me welcome Ijeoma Oluo.
Give me a sec. Can y'all hear me? Yep. All right. All right, I think that's better. How's everyone doing this morning? Good. Well, it is a pleasure to be here speaking with you all. My intern that I had when I was asked to speak in this event kind of had a standard rule of I try to say yes to librarians in schools. And that was, it's amazing how many libraries and schools I've spoken at over the last year. She took that way too literally. So when this request came to speak here, and it was a complicated request to speak here, I think the yes was immediate, and then it was, what are we going to talk about? This is not usually what I'm here to talk to librarians about. Now, to be fair, librarians don't ask me to come speak because they like my makeup, even though my makeup looks great, thank you. They ask me to speak on the issues of race in libraries. I'm a writer. I like books, unless I'm writing one, and I hate books. And I grew up in libraries. I grew up incredibly poor, and I had a voracious reading habit. When you can't afford electricity, books are a luxury. And the library was really my way to continue to nourish my love of words, to fuel my imagination, to try to find examples of what I could be one day. I read so much. I would like to say I returned my books on time, but I never did. In fact, I think my mom had the promise when I moved out and went to college, when I moved out and went to college later, that I would never try to check out a book again in order to get her share this story. That's all being said, I just loved libraries. I used to love researching things. This was, before internet. It was really popular. Even after it was, we didn't have the money for a computer in our house. And I would come across an article or someone would mention something that was fascinating to me, and I would go to the library and spend all day. I knew how to look things up. I knew how to find microfiche. I would just nerd out on any topic that caught my fancy. And I would come home and tell a very weary mother, who now I understand listens to none of what I was saying, because I'm a parent that I just all about my newest fascination. When you grow up being told that there are only certain things you can do, being told that you can only expect so much from your life, the right book can open up an entire world for you. And libraries were my best chance at finding those opportunities. This is what libraries should mean. They should mean community, hope, access, opportunity, and resources for those who need it most. Libraries should be a place where everyone feels safe, where everyone feels welcome, where everyone feels connected. And I would love to say that that's the way that all libraries feel, for everyone, but it's not. I can tell you that a lot of the reasons why I am often called to speak anywhere is because people have screwed something up. And oftentimes, I find that libraries have oppressive notions on who is an actual library patron and who's a loiterer, and who's welcome and who's not, on what's valid research and what is not, on what is community and what is not. This is not because there is something inherently wrong with libraries, it is a reflection of our society. And I can say that there is no way you can grow up in this country with the messaging that this country puts out in all of its media, all of its literature, and not carry some of these notions into the work you do. And no matter what you love of books, chances are you have not read enough to rid yourself of a lifetime of programming that is telling you that some of your patrons, some of your community members, and some of your peers are more valid than others. That is heartbreaking to say. But when I look at news reports of people of color being escorted from libraries, being viewed as threats, of transgender patrons who can't access restroom facilities, of disabled patrons still fighting for access in a lot of our libraries, I don't want to come up with excuses. And I do not think that in an industry so ripe with resources that we should spend any time with resources. We should do better. And if we can't do better here, where can we? So that brings me to the elephant in the room. And it's funny because there's no elephants in this room, but it's outside of this immediate four walls, there's elephants everywhere. My name is Ijeoma Oluo. Ijeoma means good journey. I was named that because I was born 2.5 months early. And my family was unsure as to whether or not I was going to survive. So a good journey was in hopes I would survive, and also hopes for what would happen if I did not. My father picked this name. Me and my mom, we went to a list of options, and I don't have a middle name because my father knew there would be a lot of pressure to give me an American middle name, and he did not want that for his first child born here in the United States. My father was a proud Nigerian. He spoke with a British accent. He had never spent a day in London. He was Catholic, even though his bloodlines were filled with animus history. My father was a product of a brutal colonialist system. He has scars up and down his back from wars that he fought in as a result of the violent divisions built by colonialism. And so, when I say that we shouldn't be here, I mean it. This is a building in blackface. This is a building wearing my father's history as a costume. It is not okay. And you should know better. You should know my history. You should know the history of my people. And you should value it more than cheap replicas, fake leather, water slides. What? Water slides. Trust me, you don't want to hang out and there's no water slides here. I am sad that this is why I was called here. I am sad that with all of the resources available that talk about why cultural appropriation matters, that we're still having this conversation. But I have to remember something that I tell people all the time when I'm called into places, which is that when we face the ways in which we have really screwed up, you have to hold two thoughts in your head. One, it happens all the time. And two, it's not okay. It is important to recognize both. It is important to recognize that we have been conditioned as a society to devalue the authentic culture of people of color. We have been told as a society that it is okay to commentate the shiniest and prettiest parts of oppressed cultures, while degrading those cultures for practicing it themselves. We are told in this society that everything can be taken. All of that messaging wrapped up in a pretty conversation around melting pots. It is very hard to divorce yourself. We are conditioned to not see the ways in which we harm others. It happens all the time. And it's not okay. So you have not invented cultural appropriation. It is a term that I think confuses a lot of people. And I want, first of all, for you to know that that's by design. I wrote a whole book on how to talk about race because I realized that it is in the best interest of white supremacy that we are denied adequate language to talk about racial oppression. That we are denied a way to talk honestly about how these issues are impacting people every day and what we can actually do about them. It is not an accident that the term may confuse you. It's not an accident that you may have difficulty discussing this issue. But we have to. I'm going to take a minute and talk about why the issue of cultural appropriation matters. And I get this question a lot. Why does it matter? It's just a thing. It's just a symbol. Why does it need to go after bigger things? Every person of color in this country has either direct experience or an ancestral experience with the efforts of violent white supremacy to wipe out their culture. We are standing on land that is not ours. Most of the Black Americans I meet have no knowledge of their African ancestry because it was ripped from them. Part of this country should be Mexico, and before it was Mexico, it should have been indigenous territory. Constantly, to this day, communities of color are told that the way in which they live is not acceptable. I used to pour chemicals in my hair every month to keep it straight. Half of my scalp would be covered in scabs. They never went away. If I was to shave my head today, you would find scars. Because I was told that the way in which my hair was out of my head was not acceptable, was not professional. In this year, Black school children are sent home for wearing their hair how it grows out of their heads. They are told that it doesn't create a good learning environment, that they won't have a good future if they continue to walk around looking like Black children. But you can go to a salon and get a perm that will make your hair look just like mine. And it will be considered fashion. You can go to a festival and get a fake bindi placed right here, and it will be fashion. You can be a fashion designer and mock up cheap replicas of sacred indigenous artifacts and sell each item at a price that is more than what the average Native person makes in a year. These things all exist at once. And they exist because when we allow people of color and cultures of color to be consumed, when we treat people like products, we stop valuing them. We stop respecting them. It should be obvious to everyone what is culturally appropriate, because it should feel inauthentic and cheap. But it's only obvious if you've been taught to appreciate and respect not only different cultures, but the people who carry those cultures. Cultural appropriation does not create oppression. It's a celebration of oppression. And so no, it is not our main problem, but it sure hurts. It sure sends a message. And you need to stop and think, is this the message I want to send? Every Halloween, it's October, and emails have already started coming in. I get emails from parents who want to clear Halloween costumes for their kids. It was no, can there be Pocahontas? No. Pocahontas was a rape victim. Don't dress up as Pocahontas. She was a real woman. She was a child. But the primary concern is how can my kids still have fun in a way that won't get them yelled at? The concern is never, how can I not do harm? How can I balance this power and balance? So it gives me the option to wear someone's culture and history in a costume. That's never the email I get. When we have these conversations, we need to have them in mind when looking at the overall structural power imbalance that makes this an issue. In a society where we equally value all cultures and people who carry those cultures, cultural appropriation doesn't exist. And what we need to do is look at what we can do to build that society. So when we look at the library sciences, what can we do in the library sciences to help deconstruct these power imbalances that make this such an issue? That is the question I want people to ask. You will have your own personal reckoning around vending choices. You will have those tough conversations. But the bigger conversation is, what do you do to make sure that you are helping not only fix this problem, but stop this from happening in your groups and in the communities that you serve? And you're lucky because you actually occupy incredibly privileged and powerful positions in our society. You are the bearers of knowledge. I don't know anyone who says, psh, she's just a librarian, what did I know? You decide who the authorities in your community are. You decide when you give a recommendation to one of your community members where people are going to get their information from. You decide what your community space looks like. And there's a lot of opportunity in each and every single decision you make every day to help rectify these dangerous power imbalances that we see. Now, of course, the heart of this starts with diverse books. There's been a lot of conversation around diverse books, especially in the adult. And I'm happy to say a lot of progress on the front of diverse books when it comes to young adults. Unfortunately, it stops there. And I know I'm saying this as a Black woman who's on the bestseller list, but I'm on the bestseller list primarily because I wrote a book about race. It's one of the few avenues I'm allowed to exist and do well as a writer. If I had written a book about chemistry, about history, chances are my name would be immediate there. It is important that we recognize that the lived experience of people of color is of value in every field. It is of value in every type of book, and it is of value in your library. And it is of value not just to readers of color and communities of color. It is of value to everyone. You are not providing accurate resources if you are not providing diverse material. But further than that, your decision makers, your staff, needs to be diverse as well. And I don't know if you've looked around this room, but you're not very diverse. And I do know that there are people of color who do feel comfortable coming here. And that breaks my heart. But you're not adequately serving your community if you don't look like your community. And you're not going to be able to make all of the right decisions if you do not have diversity in your organizations. You must think beyond surface level. It's important to reach out and listen to communities of color. It is important to figure out what you need to do to be an integral part of communities of color. I know what libraries can be. I know what they can mean. And I know that in communities where libraries are not adequately served communities of color, there is a gap that is not being filled anywhere else. Access to knowledge is a human right. Access to the internet is a human right. Libraries should be providing that. But, as I was saying yesterday, oftentimes white people are raised to believe that they can shape the world in their image. Their goal is to shape things in their image. But people of color are constantly told that they should be shaped in the image of the world around them. Libraries should shape themselves in the image of all of their community members instead of expecting patrons of color to shape themselves in their image instead. And this means listening, opening up, diversifying your events, as well as your quotes. It means reviewing your security policies and making sure that you are listening to everyone's idea of safety. When I walk into my local library and I see security guards in uniforms that are almost identical to police uniforms, I do not feel safe. Some people may feel safe, but they've been allowed to have a healthier relationship with our police and security forces than Black and brown people have. But nobody asks me. I am not the person that they're seeking to reassure. In fact, it is my presence that often necessitates those guards to make everyone else feel safer with having me in there. All of these assumptions must be investigated. And they need to be investigated not only because it's the right thing to do, but because your community suffers without it. You suffer without it. I've seen the way in which libraries have been under attack all across the country. Funding seems to be getting smaller and smaller as people argue that in the internet age, you don't really need to go to a place to read a book. But the need for libraries and marginalized communities is as strong as ever, if not more strong. And if you're feeling like people don't appreciate what you have to offer, maybe you haven't sold yourself correctly. Maybe you haven't been marketing yourself to the right communities. Maybe you haven't diversified what you have to offer. Because I can tell you that in this day and age, community space for communities of color that find themselves continuously squeezed and marginalized and isolated by issues like gentrification and rising housing rates, free meeting spaces, to communal meeting spaces. They need access to resources. And you could be providing that. I come to these talks and I make people feel bad. That's what I do. And I can see as I look around, I've done my job. But I always leave feeling hopeful. Because when we take the time to figure out what we've done wrong, it's really the only way we can find an opportunity to do right. There's this idea that if we just thought good thoughts, maybe gave a hug or two, things would magically be fixed. But what I learned in my work is that you have to dig into the hard stuff that you haven't been doing to find out what you can do in the future. The good news about systems of oppression is they repeat themselves. They don't need to come up with many new things. Chances are the ways in which you've been a part of the problem, you will get that opportunity again. And so by sitting and thinking, how have we not quite been there for our community? How have we made some of our community members feel less safe and less welcome? What resources have we been denying community members? In what ways are we not good peers to our fellow librarians of color? In what ways have we discouraged would-be librarians of color from entering the field? By asking these questions, you have an opportunity to do better. Sorrow, pain, shame will mean nothing to me beyond how they may motivate you to do something different. So you can have those tough conversations, you can do that work, and then quickly move to action. So I can tell you a little bit about some of the things I've seen libraries do that have really encouraged me. I know that where I live in Seattle, they've definitely had issues just like any other public library system. But they've worked very hard to train a lot of their staff on recognizing different types of research and recognizing the bias behind what stops them from legitimizing certain fields. Music research is important for communities of color. Loud, sometimes boisterous teens and hoodies do need meeting rooms, just like anyone else. Chicago just decided to end their fine system that has been disproportionately punishing poor communities and communities of color, while really providing no incentive for those who can afford fines to turn their books in. I've seen libraries across the country partner with organizations of color, offering up space. I see the different opportunities out there, and I'm inspired. And so if you're trying to figure out where to find ideas, start looking in the spaces that are starting to get things right. And look beyond the library. Because the truth is that for so long, many libraries have been underserving communities of color to the point that we've found our own solutions outside of them. Look to Black men bookstores, community groups. Look to schools of color and what they're doing to encourage and increase diversity of knowledge amongst their students. And listen to librarians of color who have been yelling at the top of their lungs what they would like to see, what they know that would immediately make community members of color feel more welcome. And if you don't have access to librarians of color, you need to investigate that. In this day and age, you should. When I get a chance to come and speak, I'm hopeful because you're here, because you're listening, because I know you care. From what I gather, most people don't get into library sciences for the money, unless there's some hidden racket no one ever told me about. From what I gather, this is a field you spend a lot of years studying together too. It is a competitive field. And it is one, let's face it, it's not incredibly sexy. I know, I'm sorry, it's true. But you do it, I'm assuming, because you love the work, because you love your community, because you love knowledge, because you love seeing the stars in someone's eyes and you give them a resource. God brought us to the world or helps them solve a problem. And so, it is no surprise to me that I look out and I see a sea of forward faces, because when you've given so much of yourself to your field, to be told that you're harming people, the same people that you love, that hurts. I've been there. I am not a saint each and every day. I am given new opportunities to see how I failed people. And you're lucky, because usually I find out via Twitter. And every time that hits, and at first I want to push back and I want to say, no. I'm a really good person. I'm really good at this. I want to find a way to prove someone wrong and make sure they would never accuse me of that again. And then I have to pause and breathe and say, thank you. Thank you for bringing this to me when we didn't have to. Thank you for telling me where I could be better, because I do not want to be someone who does harm. Like you, I do the work I do because I love it. It is hard, it doesn't pay a lot, it's not very sexy. I do it because I want to do good, because I want to help people. I want to spread knowledge. I want people to feel seen and heard. And every opportunity I have to face the ways in which I have fallen short is an opportunity to actually be the person I want to be. To look in the mirror without reservation and say, I'm on my way. And so I look out and I do feel empathy. And I feel excited. Because there's so much you could do. And I hope that beyond just your work, you start looking at what you can do. If you want to know some areas to start, first, look at the statistics for the communities you serve. You should know, and you likely do not, the numbers around income disparities by race in the communities you serve, housing security and insecurity, food security and insecurity, incarceration rates, mental health services. These are all issues that you should know. You should know because these are realities that people of color are living, have no choice but to know in the most brutal way. And you should know because when you're looking and saying, what gaps in the community can I help fill? Those numbers will help lead the way. They will help guide you where you can be a space. It's time to be creative. But first you have to do do your research. Use your resources. Know those numbers. Know who's serving in your local governments. Know who's in your city councils. Know who's in your school boards. Find out how communities of color are being served in each aspect of these things. And advocate not only in your jobs, but in your personal lives. If you have meetings at work and you're allowed to be in a room that people of color often are not, you should be looking at every topic with racial justice lens. Every single one. There is nothing that race does not touch. We do land acknowledgements because we are standing on stolen land, steeped in the blood of people who should still own this country. There is nothing built on this soil that race does not touch. And so every meeting, pause and think, what could I be missing? And you're not going to immediately know. If you did, you'd be doing it, right? If it popped into your head, you know, immediately where the racial implications of everything were, then I wouldn't need to be here. But hold in mind the possibility. Hold in mind that there's always a piece of the puzzle you don't have. And then go find people who have it. Every single decision you make, programming, books, what you know about your books, community outreach, work in schools, community spaces, security, grassroots policies. These all have racial implications. Recruitment, training, education, all have racial justice implications. And then it's like all have great opportunities. I knew I wanted to be a writer when I was little because I was in a library and a librarian recommended a Kurt Vonnegut book to me. And I was completely stunned by the idea that you could love a world so much and be heartbroken for it at the same time. And still wake up every day saying it might be better. And that's this one thing I always got out of Vonnegut was in every book he seemed to have this weird optimism of maybe this will be different. It never was. And he was heartbroken every time. But then the next book would come out and there would be this almost goofy optimism again. And you would think the lesson would be don't be optimistic, but no, every time. He was so in love with humanity and so heartbroken over and over again how it failed to live up to its potential. And I remember reading my first Vonnegut book, which was Breakfast with Champions, and realizing that there was a way you could hold multiple spaces at once. That you could write a story that didn't have a clear victory and yet still wasn't tragedy. And I was so inspired. And then I was handed the color purple. And I didn't realize that you could find the same sentiment written for Black women and girls. I was amazed. I didn't know that there were stories of Black girls that weren't rock stars, that weren't pretty, that weren't loved, that were still worth telling. And I thought maybe I had a story like that. Libraries can do that. And they need to do that. Because like I said earlier, if not here, where? I look at the statistics for our public school system, I can tell you not there. I look at our mass media, I can tell you it's not there. I look at our government, it's definitely not there. I look at our films. Did you know that the average Indigenous person will likely live their entire life without seeing a major motion picture starring an Indigenous actor? It's certainly not there. So if not here, where? So if you decide to rise to this challenge, let me tell you, first of all, it's not nearly as difficult as it seems. The moment you start making changes and you start seeing the difference it makes, you're going to feel really good. A lot of times we think that it's so difficult, but trust me, you can adjust. We adjust all of the time to changes in policies and procedures. We open our world all of the time. Your world will be broadened. You will not just serve your communities better, you will serve yourselves better. You'll be amazed to find what is out there when you start looking for voices and perspectives that you're not used to looking for. It's wonderful. I like to joke as a writer, the publishing industry is about as white as this room. Every person who touched my book with me was white. From cover design, publicity, every single person. And I always say, hasn't whiteness been mined thoroughly? Hasn't that perspective really been worked as much as it can for now? There's so much out there. There's so many perspectives you haven't considered that will just open your entire world. That will make you a better person, a better community member, a better librarian. It's so exciting to know that you're not limited to what you've known. The possibilities are endless. And it's funny because I think librarians are constantly trying to say this to young people especially, right? To help get people interested in libraries. And the possibilities are endless. You can come and there's books. And you're going to see a whole new world. But the amount of times I end up having to remind librarians that that's true for them, it's true for you. The possibilities are endless. But there is a bigger world than you can see right now. And you need to seek it out. I will leave with one other point that I think is really important. It's one I made yesterday as well. It is important to recognize that you have the capacity to stretch beyond what you already know. You have the capacity to enter into books that may not speak your language. You have the capacity to stretch outside of your lived experience in your resources. I know this because this is what people of color are asked to do every single day. Even when we go into the libraries, when we ask for resources, we are asked, this was not written for you, this is not in the language you speak, this is not a perspective you've known. Try to find a way to enjoy it, learn from it, benefit from it. And we do. You can do the same. And more importantly, so can your white community members. Diverse Books is not just about serving diverse communities. It's about creating a more knowledgeable, responsible, empathetic, and anti-racist white community as well. I can watch Friends And even though I will never live the life of Monica or Petey, even though I've never known a version of New York that is missing Black people, I know what romance looks like. I know what it's like to have a crush on a friend. I was a barista once. I can stretch. And if you pick up a book and some of the terminology isn't words you're used to, some of the slang isn't what you're used to, some of the experiences aren't what you're used to, you can stretch. And you'll be better for it. And in the meantime, you also won't be telling communities of color that their lived experience doesn't exist. That they can only exist in stories of slavery or brutality. That they can't exist in romance. That they can't exist in history. That they can't exist in science or the arts. You need to know that just as much as we need to see it. And I am excited for the opportunity for you to discover that. I'm excited for what that will mean for your community. And so I hope that as you go through this conference, that every session you sit in, you're thinking about this through racial justice lens. And know this as someone who believes firmly in intersectionality, that you're not just thinking broadly, vaguely about race. You're thinking about the disproportionate impacts of your work on queer communities of color, trans communities of color, and disabled communities of color, who need your resources more than just about anybody else. Go into each session excited about the opportunities to talk about racial justice, excited about all of the new ways in which to come back and serve your communities. And if you do it right, you'll feel it. It won't be right away. Trust is earned. But you'll feel it in your community, in the vitality that suddenly infuses your space, in how much brighter your world is, and how many more people you see in your spaces. So I hope that you have a wonderful conference. I hope that in this conference you start setting measurable goals to support true inclusion, diversity beyond a few books by people of color here and there. And that you come back fully committed to serve your entire community. Thank you.
Okay, this is going to be a little anticlimactic, but just a few last quick announcements before we all disperse for the exhibits. I want to let you know that Ijeoma Oluo will be signing books for a short time before she has to leave for the airport back in the corner back there. There are books for sale as well. There are a limited number. And I wanted to draw your attention to two things in the exhibit hall. There in your folder, there are two things. One is a bingo card, and so that's a fun thing that's happening over there. And the other thing, perhaps buried underneath the fold, you will find a little flower. And that is a project that we're doing to try and share our passions with each other. So there's a place in the exhibit hall to put them up, and we're going to try and share expertise and excitement about things with each other. So that is what that is all about. The other thing I want to point out is that you'll probably see, you notice the spotlight on services, colorful things on the tables. Those are great places to look for ideas of things that libraries of all sizes and types from all over the state are doing to try to be more inclusive. I want to give my thanks to Bethany Bogren and Rebecca Kilby for their leadership on this. And thanks to the libraries that submitted us photos and information. Also, thank you to all the presenters who are presenting today, and also the room monitors. I have a tiny piece of logistics for the room monitors. If you're a room monitor, the program committee members will be dropping off and picking up forms. So you just need to go to the room and do your thing there. There's instructions on the forms. Okay. And that is all. Have a great conference, everyone.